All right. Let me just make sure. Okay, we're live. So, okay, Jim, we're live on Hucolo TV. Welcome back, everyone. And please continue.
Who is Jim?
I'm sorry.
There were questions.
Yes.
Just make sure.
Please ask your question
we're live.
again. Please ask your question again for the audience so that they know what you have questions for, and then we'll take it from there. Go ahead,
And
Elena.
ask your question now.
Yes.
Yes.
I am,
Elena, did you ask your question?
I am good. I will wait.
Okay,
I'm okay.
okay, we'll come to you right back next. Thank you.
yes, I am Pleiadian, and as I understand it, we are creating a heaven on Earth here. And is this the 7th planet of Pleiades we're on, planet Earth?
Actually, Earth is not considered a Pleiadian planet. It is considered a Pleiadian responsibility, but not a Pleiadian planet. The Pleiadians here are here to bring about a unity here that has not been brought here before. There are several different species that are trying to bring about unity on this planet. The Pleiadians are one of these groups and are trying to move into a more unified thought process with their understandings of humans. It is that this planet will know a great Pleiadian force here. They will rise up, but it has not happened yet. It will happen at the right time, and they will be accepted. But now is not quite yet the right time. And yes, it is going to be a planet of positivity if we have anything to say about it. And if you have anything to say about it, of course, you are all part of this. It's not our taking over and ruling in any way, shape, or form, but just being advisors in the highest courts, in the highest understandings. We just want to make sure that, yes, in a way, this is sort of the 7th planet, but it's not a Pleiadian planet. It is a Pleiadian responsibility with the ascension process. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
Good. Does anybody else have another understanding or question?
Yes, Elena had a question. She's the one that requested you, so.
Excellent.
Yes, you start very intuitively saying that when a peaceful village is attacked by some kind of aggressive force, energy like warriors, or some aggression comes to peaceful creatures, it means that it's not their own karma that's attracting this, is the karma of the aggressors.
Correct.
So yeah, this is a very deep and very important thing, that a lot of these misunderstood beliefs about what is causing what, a lot of people or creatures should really wrap their heads around the idea that they are not always provoking situations. Sometimes they're just in this place, in this time.
Very well. I understand that. Yes, it is not necessarily that the karma is bad within the people that are being attacked. No, it is an outside force. But their reaction to the situation does show who they are. If they rise up and defend themselves, it is a good thing, because it shows that they are standing up for what they believe. They believe in themselves and they believe in what is happening, and they are shunning this negativity. Now, many people say we should all be peaceful and you should not fight, but there is a time for fighting. There is a time to rebel against a negative force. You have to stand up for what you believe and tell them, no, this is mine. This is ours. You should stand as a community as well. But it is very rare that we see that anymore on our planet. We do not understand your planet in that way, because there is too much of this going on in your world. It seems that they want to destroy all hope, that they want to destroy all the positivity and make everything to their benefit and not to the benefit of the positivity. But I am working, and many are working, to alleviate this as much as possible. But you must stand up for what you believe always. And if you do not believe in what they believe, you must let them know that, because your belief is important. Now, fighting, we do not like fighting. We do not like aggression. We do not like war. But if it comes to you, you cannot shun it. Otherwise, what you believe in will die.
Thank you. Many of us are using our bodies and trying to eat as clean as possible, to be in places that are clean as possible in order to use our energy as a channeling energy. So this is how we communicate with a lot of multidimensional beings.
It is necessary for you to be clean inside. The
Yes.
surrounding areas can be very clean if you wish, but it doesn't matter what the outside is like. What the inside is more important. Your purity within makes the things around you purified.
Thank you.
Now, someone would say, well, I do not see that, but you are purifying yourself and bringing yourself into a place of purity. And as you do that, that energy of purity does come out. There's some confusion in the room. What is it? Oh. All right. Any other questions?
Let me just check one moment. Safira has a question. Go ahead, Safira.
Thank you, Karen. Hello.
Hello. Let me get
Before
my
I-
bearing for 1 second, please.
Yes.
I went in and out for a moment there, and now I'm back in. All right, good. Go ahead.
Thank you. Before I ask my first question, may I ask your name and which planet do you live on in the Pleiades?
I live on Maya, and I am named Torah.
Ah, thank you.
Torah.
Well, then you're familiar with my husband, Kwaiya, I'm sure then.
Pleiadian is a king in the third kingdom.
Yes, you live on the planet. Which kingdom do you live in on the planet Maya?
I live in the first kingdom.
Ah, okay. Okay. So humans have the 10 Commandments. I don't know if you're familiar with those. They're sort of like a guideline for life. Are you familiar with the 10 Commandments in on the earth?
Yes, I am familiar.
So if you were to have commandments in your Pleiadian philosophy that are disseminated as a basic guideline for life, what would they be?
Well, first of all, the 10 Commandments are very. If you were to look at the 10 Commandments, I want to look at that first. There is no way you can possibly follow the 10 Commandments all your life, because they are too strict and too, I don't know. They are just not they're not human in some way. They are very strict in their thought process, which is fine. And it is a guideline, but it is not to say that those 10 Commandments are to guide your life purely, because there's really very little love in them in some ways. If you love your neighbor as yourself, have no other gods before you, etc., they're loving, but there's many things in there that are very cold. Now, our guidelines are more about love. Our guidelines are more about the beauty of each individual, that you treat each other as you would want them to be treated, not as you would treat yourself, but how you think they would want to be treated. That is a difference in our world. Also, we want to make aware that our thought processes can be very disunified as well as your thought processes, but we come to an understanding one with another through telepathy, through understanding, through thought processes, to remain peaceful about all of the things that we are doing. This is the guidelines that we go by. Make peace. That is, and love all. Those are the things. We don't need a whole set of rules to be guidelines. Love is the guideline. Peace is the guideline. Beauty is a guideline. It is not necessarily that you have hard set rules, because if you know yourself, if you understand who you are, if you know what's within you, then you don't need a lot of rules. You know that you are good, bad, ugly, whatever. You know who you are, and you will follow your own inward rules as you see fit. That is the way the world is on your world. They follow who they think they are, and they do not follow other people's rules. And if they do follow other people's rules, they're aggressive about it. They don't feel comfortable with it. Otherwise, they would be happy. And if you see people just following rules, you will see that they are unhappy, that they are not satisfied, that is not filling them up with what is necessary to be filled with. They are being just moving forward with the rules and regulations, and they don't love each other. They don't give each other peace. They don't give each other understanding necessarily. Families do, but when you just are following rules like this, you are not in a realm of love and peace and community. You are in a realm of blinders. I'm just following the rules.
So your communities, your people live more community minded?
Yes.
Instead of being isolated like many of humans are?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Tara. My other question is, I get a little bit confused because I hear that the Ashtar Command is responsible for the Earth's ascension. The Pleiadians are. I get confused. You're responsible for just first contact, ascension, and how does that differ from what the Ashtar Command is responsible
The Ashtar
for?
Command are under our command at times, because there are many Pleiadians in the Ashtar Command. They are following the rules and regulations that are set down for love and peace and understanding and keeping peace in this realm and in this world. So it is not any difference, really.
So you're responsible, the Pleiadians are responsible for our ascension or our first contacts protocols, or both?
We're responsible for the ascension and for some protocols, but every responsible alien or person that is dealing with Earth should have the same thought process.
Okay, I'm not finished with that question, but I think I should finish for other people. All right, thank you.
What is the rest of the question then?
Well, exactly what are you responsible for and how is it being implemented for the Earth?
It's not being implemented.
You say you're responsible for the Earth, so exactly
Yes,
in which ways?
it's not been implemented yet, but it is there. There are some people that are reacting positively and doing the things that are good. We have not taken that responsibility fully upon us yet, but we are preparing for that.
Okay, thank you, Tara. Many blessings.
Yes.
Can I say that I was channeling such messages that a lot of us will start communicating with Pleiadian fractals of our higher selves Yes, in order for this connection to become stronger and better in the years to come, because it's intense on 20 or 30 years, it will become something much more stronger.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
It's not a question. I'm just sharing my experience.
Okay. Very good. Yes, very good. Is there any other questions?
Let me just check here. I don't have any other questions at this moment.
All right, very good. I will leave you and someone else will come. Mm. One moment. It's hard to get in right now. There are many energies moving around. Someone has called me.
And who are we speaking with?
One moment.
Yes.
I am Hermes, but I am not the one that is supposed to come.
Welcome.
What
Very
is
nice.
wrong?
Nothing is wrong. We're
Ah,
happy. Why did you come through?
there are many people calling for an Egyptian entity. And so I have come. Although I am not considered fully Egyptian, I'm still here. How may I help you?
Well, I don't know who has requested an Egyptian entity. If there was someone in your room that did, that's fine. They can ask a question. I have a question here in the room. If not, did you have a question?
Yeah.
Can you help us suggest ways for humans to increase metabolism?
Ah, that is easy. Yes.
Yes, for you especially.
Yes. There are many ways to increase metabolism. First of all, you eat properly. Second of all, you exercise properly. Third of all, you take into consideration all the positive things around you and internalize that which is good for you as a person. So metabolism is about your energy fields and how that works with you. You can also bring in and sharpen your chakras. You can also understand that the energy on the plane can also be a part of your beingness. Breatharians, those that do not eat food, those that only bring in things from the atmosphere, those people can bring in energies that most humans cannot because they are more aware of them and more understanding of how they fit into their beingness. And bringing in this kind of energy is vital. Bringing in the energy of the ecology, the world is vital. Mother Earth can bring in energy to you, bring up energy and also help to ground you. And this is a very vital kind of energy as well. There are so many different energies and so many different ways to bring them in. It would be hard to bring them all to light at once. But first of all, when you are a person that wants to increase your metabolism, yes, I'm sure that there are that El Yaha and many beings that are in the medical fields can actually increase your metabolism with an infusion or something of that nature. But if you want to do it organically, you make sure that you're healthy, you're exercising, eating well, bringing in the right thought processes, bringing in the right information, bringing in the positivity that you need to bring in so that you can actually be at the highest performance level of the body and the mind. Does this answer your question?
Absolutely.
Good. Good.
Okay, Radha has a question. Radha?
Greetings.
Greetings. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
So, could you tell me a little bit about your role in ancient Egypt and any connections we may have?
My role, actually, I have several different roles, but I had to be in a leadership role. I had to be a role of, I moved into a role, sort of, if you want to say it that way. I had to oversee some of the decisions that were being made by pharaohs. And I had to be a part of that, even though I was not in the same place as them all the time. And this is something that is hard for people to understand where I fit in. But I am definitely part of the overseeing of what do they call it? Pharaohs. And they are, I was considered a pharaoh at some point, but it's not really a title that I have taken on. But I am someone that is of wisdom and understanding. And so I creep into situations and bring understanding. I don't know how to tell it any better.
Were you involved in the building of the pyramids?
No.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
I would like to share that the Egyptian people were different than those of the Atlanteans in many ways. They did not follow the Atlantean understanding, and so they sort of rejected it to some point. But they did accept some of the magic and some of the understanding, but only in very filtered ways. They had their own understanding of what things should be and how things should be run. So you see, the Egyptian realm is a totally different kind of realm than the Atlantean realm, which was around at the very same time, at the very end. They saw that the realm of the Atlanteans was falling apart. And so this gave them an understanding that they should not really be a part of that. Now, in understanding many things about what was going on in the world at that time, there were many aliens from the Egyptian world, because the Egyptian place was a place of meeting. Many people met for peace treaties there. Many people met for different reasons. There was a large Stargate there for people who were taking refuge, and those that were from other places that did not need that needed shelter or needed to discuss things with wise men. And some of these aliens became pharaohs, and some of these aliens became worshipped. And so it just was the way it was. But there was a lot of trade, a lot of treaties, and a lot of things done on your planet, because it was out at the edge of the solar system, of the galaxy. And this solar system is at the edge of the galaxy, which makes it very easy to go to the next galaxy, and which makes it very easy to escape from the center population of the galaxy. So it was a place of refuge in many senses. So I see that there are many beings here that were not of human origin at that time. you will see them depicted on the pyramids as different creatures as well.
Fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure others have similar questions for you. Blessings.
Yeah.
Thank you. Susan has a question. Go ahead, Susan.
Hello, Hermes. I
Yes.
haven't connected with you before. Earlier today, before the session, Horus came through as being the one who wanted to be channeled, and I spoke his light language earlier, but that's the first time I've connected with him, even though I've
Yes.
channeled a lot of different Egyptian gods and goddesses, and I did have a lifetime as Ramses, not the Ramses, but a man named Ramses that was someone who wrote like the trade treaties involving the planet Tarendasis, trade, I think, between the Orions and the Greys as part of, I think, during the time of the Orion Wars. But I'm part of the Orion Council as well. So I'm just wondering if you're able to transmit what message Horus wanted to share, and if you could maybe speak to any work that perhaps I'm doing in astral, or any work that the Orion Council is doing now on behalf of humanity and Gaia.
Horus was not permitted to come through today. That was who was trying to show up at the beginning. But he was not given permission to come through, and that's why I came through. So it is that he was stopped, and they wanted to ask him some things before he came through, and he would not cooperate. So that's why there was a lot of confusion there for a little while. But I came through, and Horus's message was going to be about illumination and about how humans are part of all councils everywhere. They have taken delegates from the human race and put them in many councils in the universe. The Orion Council, Arcturian Council, Pleiadian Council, Andromedan Council, the whale and dolphin councils, everything. They've taken human spiritual, when you go into the spirit and the astral, many of you go to meetings and many of you go to sit on councils because they want to know what humans think about the earth, what humans feel about change, what humans feel about how the earth is moving and where it's going. And they're not getting very favorable responses from most. Most think that the earth is not going in a proper direction. And so they are worried because human beings are more likely to say good things about their planet instead of bad things, but they are saying very negative things at this point. And so many councils have become very aware of the earth in recent days and months and years. But the Orion Council, as you speak of, is very determined that they should stay in some kind of leadership position on the planet, even though the Pleiadians are said to be the one that will be in charge of the ascension in the future. They were once in charge of all things here, the Orion Council. They built the Stargates. They did the things that were necessary to do at that time. And they made a communication system that is absolutely amazing. So they feel like they should get more credit. But they are still here. They are still working, and they are still doing what they need to do. But they are giving way to the Pleiadians because they know that their time was agreed upon. And so this is how it's working. Although there are some of the rebel factions of the Orions that do not like this and are sort of what you would call kicking against the pricks. And they're definitely taking a negative attitude toward the Pleiadian overtake. Which
Yeah,
that is what they call it, which is not really what it is.
Yeah, I know that in Astral, I work with also the Arcturian Council, I believe, and the Pleiadian Council, and probably maybe other councils as well. And I do work on the Stargates, something to the effect of
Many of you
helping
do. Many of-
connect people's DNA to the Stargate technology. I'm wondering if you can, yeah, speak to how that Stargate development is going right now, and
Right.
if there's anything else, I guess, that I'm doing in Astral that I'm not aware of that you could share.
Well, the Stargates are coming along. They're rebuilding the Stargates to some extent. New technology is being put into them. New DNA is being put into them. Let me explain how the DNA in the Stargates work. If you have your DNA in the Stargates, then it is cloned to every Stargate, and you are able to move from one Stargate to another and be reformulated in your appropriate manner in another place. Meaning that if you try to use a Stargate without your DNA being in the Stargate, you'll probably end up in a zillion different bits across the universe. But if you have your DNA in the Stargates, you can be reformulated at the other end where your DNA has been cloned, and so you will also be like reformed. So that is what they're working on now. The new people that are going to be able to use the Stargates, their DNA is being put in there now. Also, the new technology coming into the Stargates, it is upgraded from 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. So it's the last time it was upgraded was probably actually 22 or 2,300 years ago. So it is being upgraded and put into a higher formality, or a higher understanding of technology, because technology's moved along a long way in the Orion culture in that many years, of course. So you're going to have Stargates that are able to do even more things than they used to do, which was send people to other planets, send people to other galaxies, etc. But now they are also going to be huge communication centers for communication with the entire universe, if necessary. There are also going to be stations where they will be manned, and only those that are allowed to use them will be able to use them. They will be sort of exclusive if the governments allow. It will be up to your governments how these things are used. And they are not going to come online until your governments are in sync with the universal understandings. Let's put it that way. So it is that to be part of the neighborhood, you have to play fair. And they have not been playing fair so far. So it is that they must come into an understanding of what is needed from them and what is expected from them, so that they may do what they are needed to do. Now, your astral work connects to a lot of things. Same with everyone here. Your astral work is very similar to theirs. Stargates, grids, helping other planets with treaties, doing the vortex work. There's many things that many of you are doing in the astral that are very meaningful. So you must understand that, as all of you are doing that, because you are all needed to do that. There is so much work that needs done before the coming of first contact, in the sense that people are actually on your planet. But there is an understanding that it is coming, but it is not being hurried by your planet in any way, except by the people. The people of your planet want it to happen, but the governments of your planet do not want it to happen, because they see it as a threat to them. as you already know. But it's going to happen. It's inevitable. The action must happen, and they're not going to lose anything. They're not going to lose their wealth or their security or their positionings or any of these things. They must understand that that's a childish way of thinking about it. What they will gain will be so much greater than what they will lose, which is practically nothing.
Okay, thank you for all of that wonderful information. I'll pass it on to, I believe, Wendy's next for her questions. Thank you. Much love.
Jim?
I will take one.
Yeah, we have a bunch of questions here. So Wendy has a question. Who actually? Yeah, Wendy has her question next. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yes.
Wendy?
You must unmute.
She's not muted. So maybe she stepped away for a second. Let's Michelle hasn't asked a question yet. Let's go to Michelle. Have you asked a question or not?
I have asked, yeah, but if I can go, I'd like to.
Well, I want to get people that haven't asked yet, but
Okay.
let's do Stephanie, and then we'll come back to Wendy, and then we'll go back down the line.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both. And thank you for being here, Hermes.
Thank you.
I have two questions. One is, who were your parents? Natural and or adoptive parents?
My parents were not known to this planet. So
that's okay. If you can say who.
Rensselaer was my mother and Coracal was my father.
Were one or both of them Anunnaki?
One of them was, yes.
That's what I thought. And the second question is, we know you as Hermes Trismegistus or Trismegistus, which has been translated as thrice born. And I don't think that just means you had 3 lives. Can you tell me what that means and if it's applicable?
Thrice born means just that, 3 births, but in different forms. I was here 3 different times for 3 different reasons. But within my thought process, I maintained all of those 3 understandings. That is why they say that I am thrice born, is because I have all the knowledge of all 3 incarnations.
So when you do the, I'm sorry, I hope it's okay that I ask this follow-up, Karen. When you've done the incarnations, I guess I'm wondering about the span of those, and if whatever the last incarnation was, is it still ongoing or did it come to an end? And now you're in that holding place that you talk about in the Emerald Tablets.
My last incarnation was Hermes.
Oh, so what were you known before that, those 2? Prior?
They were 6,000 years. I had 6,000 years of recorded history with this planet.
Interesting. Okay, I think I've passed my threshold on questions. I could ask more, but maybe I'll get a chance to come back. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate it.
So I want to jump in here as a follow-up. Hermeticism is, can you clear up some of the things in Hermeticism that were not of your teachings, that were influenced by teachings of Thoth as well?
I don't even know all the different things that are mentioned in Hermeticism. I just know that Hermeticism was not of a negative nature in any way, shape, or form. It did have a lot of positivity. When Thoth had his understanding of and took and twisted my understandings, it was because he needed power from both negative and positive beings. He wanted to be both on both ends and control it from both sides. And that is very difficult to do. He did manage it for a while, but it is not done now. He cannot possibly do both, although he does try to influence on both ends. But I will tell you this, mine is all more positive and has no negative elements to it. So if Hermeticism has any negative elements, those were added later.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Go ahead, Wendy. Wendy's back.
Thank you so much. Hello, Hermes. How are you today?
Correct. I'm good.
Beautiful. So a lot of my visions come in the form of dreams, and a recent one that I received was with puppy dogs, and one came to the door. I did recently lose my dog, and so I said, oh, I'm not ready for a dog yet. But then this little dog came in, and then there were more, but each of them had like one bad eye or lost in one of their eyes. And I said, oh, that's weird. But can you tell me what the meaning was behind that?
Well, meaning of the dog, it was attached to the losing of your dog. So you're putting things in that format because you miss your dog. The reason that the dogs come in with one eye is because you're not ready for them yet. You can't see them being a normal part of your life, and they appear as being abnormal. So you are thinking of them in a very different way than what they are appearing. You would like to have another dog, but you're not ready, so they appear to be deformed to you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I just couldn't put two and two together. Usually I can get the meaning of them. I'm wondering how to connect more with the pyramids. They often show up in my meditation. So I don't know if I'm already using that energy or if there's a hidden energy behind the pyramid and even the Sphinx that I'm supposed to connect with that I just haven't done at this level.
You are connected with pyramid energy. However, there are secrets of the pyramids and the Sphinx, and they do have mysteries within them that no one has really connected to yet because they don't know how to connect to them. There are symbols, there are tones, and there are languages that are connected to these different places in the tombs. Well, first of all, the pyramids are not a tomb. They are called tombs. But the Sphinx and the pyramids have mysterious areas where no one has seen what they actually can or what they actually have within them. There are secret areas, and these areas have not been taken care of yet, or not been
Activated?
Yes, I'm not sure of the word. Excavated. There you go. Because they're right in front of everyone's faces, but there is a mysterious way to get into them. And that energy has not been found yet.
And those of us that are doing grid work, are we already going to those areas astrally?
No, not yet.
May I ask permission to do that for this group?
Not yet.
Not yet?
You can ask permission soon, though.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Probably will be given to you automatically.
Okay, beautiful. Any messages for those of us traveling to Ireland and Scotland?
Not at this time. You are all prepared, I am sure. You are already looking into what you want to do and have plans, and everything will be all right.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Blessings. Thank you for coming today.
Yes.
Thank you. I just want to again I'm going to skip people that have already taken a question and then we'll come back to them. So Kat is next. Go ahead, Kat.
Greetings.
Yes, hello. I recently did 2 Lyran DNA upgrades, and the last one was Arcturian. The Arcturian one, it puts me in some sort of a foggy mental perspective. But can you add your perspective about that?
Yes. The reason why the Arcturian one brings a foggy sort of thing is because they're wrapped in mysticism right now. They're going through a great period of change. And so as they're going through this change, you are perceiving them as not distinct. And so as them being not distinct, that is this fogginess. But they are still going through some changes with their ascension process. Every beingness has an ascension process, so every species, etc. But do not worry, it will eventually clarify. But the reason why you go into that is that they are not fully in one place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
All right.
So I have to clarify this energy. I'm positive about it, but my first
it's positive. Yes, it's a positive. Please do your best to be positive, and it will clear.
Oh, I'm doing more than best.
All right, we understand that. Yes, I feel your energy. Good.
Do I have any connections with Egypt? Was I sacrificed or something?
You were not sacrificed, no, but you did have connections with what is his name? Kapul? One of the very earliest of the pharaohs. You did have some you were very close to one of the very first two pharaohs. They were, and it was a different time then, because at that time there was still green in the desert, where the desert is now. There was still water in there. There was a lot more water there than there is now. It became a desert land after a time, but you were there when it was still sort of green and lush. So you saw it in a different way. It wasn't a desert then.
But back then, the situation was much more different than.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And you saw that it was a little bit out of control. It was a little bit more barbaric then.
Yeah. More blunt.
Might have been killed by one of these attacks of the barbarians, because they did attack. So yes, you might have been killed in one of those, but you were close to one of the first kings or pharaohs, first pharaohs.
I asked about being sacrificed because I suddenly made the connection between a very low self-esteem part of myself and some sort of not shame, but maybe low self-esteem. So I think when you get killed, you get this energy handicap.
Yes, many carry that around for centuries, but it does not necessarily have to be that way.
I know. I know.
So
okay.
clear that out. That's fine.
Yeah, I know how to do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now let's go back to, we'll go to Lilypad next, and then to Michelle.
I think Angie wants to ask a question. I can go after her.
Okay, sure, sorry, Angie, go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
How do you get your DNA in the Stargates if you can't literally move or go to these places to just to one? How do you get your DNA in the Stargates?
Someone will take it to the Stargates if it's necessary. if someone takes your DNA to the Stargates, it only has to be a hair. A hair from your head will be enough, because that has all the DNA that represents you in it. So a fleck of skin or a hair, an eyelash, whatever, will be all that it takes to put into the Stargate. Someone can take it for you.
Who does that?
I don't know. There may be someone that you know that goes to Stargates, but it would be someone that you would know that has gone to them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, there's several. Lily Pad, go ahead.
Thank you. Actually, I have a question about DNA as well. That was my question. And I've been having pain. Oh, I'm sure this is for for humanity. How can I increase my DNA? Do I need to increase in a soul level for the physical level to, well, I don't understand. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you know more about this, or a doctor.
Your DNA is your DNA, and it works through, it's like a time capsule, released time capsule. When you're a baby, you're small, the DNA releases, you get bigger and bigger, you become an adult, you become older. It's on a time release kind of thing, and your DNA has a set sequence that it goes through. Now, pain can be caused by things that come into the system that are not part of the original DNA, because the original DNA blueprint sometimes is not perfect, and at other times it's very defective. But with some people it's very pure. And if you go back to your original DNA, then blueprint, then you don't have any problems. You have whatever was in the original DNA. But people bring in negativity, hate, misunderstanding, guilt, things of this nature will cause pain in the system. It not necessarily can be blamed on the DNA necessarily. Now, the DNA can bring with it some things that you may have agreed to in a prior contract, but those things cannot be taken away. Only the pain that what you brought in from the earth level can be removed. And so some people have headaches that can be removed. Some people that have headaches that cannot be removed. Some people have backaches that can be removed. Some people have backaches that cannot be removed. Some people have cancerous. Now, cancers, I believe most of them can be removed, because I don't think that most cancers are part of the original blueprint. So there are many things that I would have to look at to tell you if your pain is there permanently or if it's something that can be released. Now, many people believe all pain can be released if you change your contract. Yes, all right. You have to go through changing of your contract in order for that to happen. And that can be done. It's not easy, but it can be done.
Thank you. I have a question, but that will be for next chapter.
All right. It's hard to explain all these things because in this realm, there are so many different relativities and so many different things that come into play that are not part of the normal DNA exposure. Do you understand?
Kind of. I'm exploring, and I wish more of this understanding come to me or to all of us. I'm sure there are people who understand it, but I'm not there yet. But thank you.
Yes. All right. Very good.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to Yana first and then to Michelle. Sorry, Yana hasn't asked a question yet. Go ahead, Yana.
Thank you. Hello, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I have a question about the Stargate and how the different uses is of the Stargate.
Yeah.
One is for travel. But another one is for raising one's consciousness and bringing in your signature for contact with other star family or with,
Yes, actually, yes.
So about the physical travel, what at this point the Stargates that already are here on Earth, the natural ones and the artificial ones as I am using, when will they be ready for? Can they be used for physical transport?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Two of them are up to date. Chichen Itza and Stonehenge are both up to date, but there's other ones coming online. And that would be the one out by the pyramids is coming online. The one at Mount Shasta is coming online. Those are the next two.
Okay.
But let me tell you this.
Yeah.
They can be used for many more things than they were able to be used for before. They can be used as a med bed also when they come online. They will have that kind of an efficiency as well. They will have transportation, communication, able to transport to another part of the planet or another part of the galaxy or another planet completely. Or they can actually communicate with places in the universe. They can actually be used as a device to fly in, but that has not been configured yet completely.
Yeah. So I've been instructed to use Lemurian crystals to amplify the energy of my artificial Stargate.
Yes.
What in the use, I know a way to connect telepathically or for the healing work that is amplified by the Stargate. It is important to bring in your energy signature, and you do that by sort of projecting your DNA or your signature into the Stargate in meditation.
You can do it that way, yes.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
is there another way?
There are many ways, yes. You can go directly to the Stargate and put DNA in it. But there are many Stargates around the world. Some are large and some are small. There are 12 large ones, and there was 52 small ones, but now there's 60.
60, okay. Good. I'm very interested in this, how to reach them. Glastonbury, I've been to Glastonbury, and I hope I don't go too much in the time, but to Glastonbury, called to that as a power center. Is that one of the smallest Stargates in development?
That's a large one. The
That's
one near Stonehenge is large.
Okay.
Glastonbury has smaller ones, yes, but they connect with the larger one.
Okay, they connect this one system, one working system.
They are all connected, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This answered my question, and blessings to you.
Good.
Thank you.
Hi, Krishna Priya. I think you missed me there.
No, I didn't
ask a question. Oh, really? Okay. I can just see my name up there. Okay.
I didn't miss you. I was going through people who hadn't asked questions yet. So I'm coming back around to people that haven't asked questions.
Oh, I haven't asked any questions yet.
Oh, you hadn't asked a question. Okay. Well,
No. Should I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Emis. I do want to know a bit more about the Aldorians. I have been channeling them for a while, and I know they're different from the Star Trek Andorians.
Yes.
I do want to know if there is anything that they were part of in Egypt in your days.
The Aldorians did come through but not very often to the Stargates in Egypt. They came more often to the Atlantean Stargate, and because they did a lot of trading with the Atlanteans and not much trade with the Egyptians. The Egyptians were not much interested in what the Aldorians had to offer some things, but they were more interested in buying things from the Atlanteans than they were giving things. Now, their trade ideas have changed since then, and they are more willing to trade now. But they are just getting used to coming back into the neighborhood, if you want to say it that way. They were out of communication with many species for a while. They felt threatened by them. They felt I don't know, they just felt uncomfortable, so they sort of retreated. Now they're feeling a little bit more comfortable, a little more confident, and they're going to start working with humanity. They're going to start working with different areas of your planet, and they've just come back in the last year or two, I think.
And the values that they have as a culture, what are they helping humanity to do?
Oh, with the oneness idea, with the ideas that everything will be better in the future. They're trying to stop all kinds of antagonism and race relation problems and things of that nature.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Yes, there's a question. Let me just, Joan, did you ask your other question or not? I can't remember.
No, not yet.
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead.
Thank you. Greetings. I know I have given my DNA in Stargate in Mount Shasta. Does it mean that I can travel in a different dimensions? How is that?
When the
How can I-
time comes, yes. When the time comes, moving through the dimensions with a Stargate is very easy to do because there are different dimensions using the Stargates. There's third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Seventh dimension doesn't use the Stargates. But fourth, fifth, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, that's a lot of dimensions using Stargates. But they can be adapted into different dimensional uses. So they are very, very much advanced, more than they ever were. Before, they could only do third and fourth dimension. Now they can go to sixth. But when you have to be within the Stargate to travel interdimensionally with it, but many people travel interdimensionally with their astral being.
I see.
But if you want to go with your physical being, the Stargates will be able to do that interdimensionally.
Oh, I see. Okay. Another one. What is the benefits of having a copper pyramid?
The benefits?
Yes.
Well,
I have a copper pyramid.
Copper is very attractive to energy, especially electric energy. And so with a copper pyramid, you're going to have it's going to draw energy into it. There's electricity in the air all around you. And so with this, your copper pyramid will draw into itself a lot of energy. And when you hold it or touch it or feel it or know it, and you put it in the sunlight as well, it will be very powerful for you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I bring it to sunlight. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if I haven't missed anybody, I think that's everyone. Did I miss anybody? No. Oh, Elena. Elena has a question. Go ahead, Elena. This will be the last question.
Yes, hello. I am here. Greetings.
Greetings.
I sense more energies are coming through my channel, but this is absolutely normal. Can you tell me about the Egyptian fragment in my DNA?
The Egyptian fragment in your DNA, no one told you about it yet?
Not in a conversation, just in my channelings, in my
What did they
self-help.
tell you so far?
That I had Isis as some kind of sister. the priestess Isis, but was I leveling with her? Or did we share the same DNA? I have to explore this.
You did not have the same DNA exactly, but you were from the same family tree. So that would be exactly true. You were also related to Anubis. There are some parts of you that I see Anubis in.
Yes.
I'm not sure what that is, but I
Lyran.
see that. I see that.
It's Lyran DNA.
Ah, all right.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Well, we really are at the end, and I do appreciate you being here. Even if it was just by chance that you came, we're very happy that you were here.
The energies today have been very difficult to get through. I saw the channel struggling a couple times getting people in, but so the energies today were a little restrictive, but we were able to make it through.
Why was that they're restrictive?
I do not know. I do not know.
Okay. Well, thank you again. Thank you for being here and sharing your light.
You're welcome. Of course, of course.
Please come back.
I will go now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome back.
Thank
So,
you.
beautiful channeling. We had Hermes and some other beings, so that was lovely. It was lovely. Okay, so we're going to end with some blessings. We have a lot of people that want to do them again. I don't know about in your room, but we'll do what we did before in the same order that people responded. Bola, then Susan, then Wendy.
I have an announcement.
Oh, and Angie has an announcement. Go ahead, Angie.
Thank you very much. We, Jim, myself, and Will have scheduled the gathering for next year. It is it's called Starseed Gathering. It's Thursday, August 8th through Monday, August 12th, 2024, which will be next August. We're doing it enough ahead of time so that people can plan, people can, if they need to do payments. The price on that is going to be $6.95 a person. And if you're interested, then you can send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I can send you the registration form and what this is going to be entailing.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, if you want to just speak a little bit about that.
All right. All foods included. All your lodging is included. It's on Ananda Park, which is a really nice place. You can swim there. There's things for kids. They have buildings with games in them and all kinds of things. It's a really, really, really nice place. And it's pretty big and we'll have a lot of room. So anyone interested in that, there won't be a lot of classes. It's going to be more about oneness, about getting to know each other, about working with each other in like doing different things and just enjoying the place that we have. There will be some classes, but it won't be like it used to be very intense with classes, but we've decided that intensity is going to be a much less. So
And this is in Rochester, correct?
Canandaigua, New York.
It'll be in Canandaigua, New York.
That is close by Rochester?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So Rochester surrounding area. How's that? Yeah.
Yeah, so
great.
not
It'll be
far.
Rochester Airport. If you're flying in, it's Rochester Airport.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
We would like to welcome a lot of people that would like to get to know each other and like to come together in a oneness, in a star seed kind of way, because we know all of you are star seeds, and we want to discuss that, and we want to bring those star seeds in, and we want to be just a community.
Well, we've really been talking about the entities have been coming through, really have been focusing on unity. And this is a way for us to actually bring in that unity and the understanding of what that really means.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So everyone's going to be doing a blessing. I think that did one in the very beginning.
Actually, I think Will has something to say.
Okay.
The unique abilities of us coming together in community will be amplifying each other's energy, and that will be a part of this oneness, the sharing, besides just the conversations, it's the sharing of the energy and the amplification of our energies, our combined energies, and we'll be leaving with some of that combined energy as well. And it's a part of this oneness idea.
There will be some classes, but they will not be like 3 and 4 hour classes like they were before. The longest one will be 2 hours. So that's it. We're going to try to do a lot more togetherness instead of a lot more classes.
Perfect. Okay. All right. We are out of time, but let's do blessings with everyone who wants to do one. We'll start with Bola because she responded first. And then we'll go Bola, Susan, Wendy, and who else wanted to do a blessing? And Michelle. And then in your room, whomever wants to do one. Bola, Susan, Wendy, Michelle. Go ahead, Bola, whenever you're ready.
So the Aldorians. Ketikarama koturu sotorkama shetesi. Kritarama suturu shuturukuru sutu. Krantiri surumu shataraseti. Krempeturu suturu mushutu. Karitaramu suturushu. Kritiri surumu shuturusa. Karitaramu sutu. Kriteremutu. Kriteremutu.
There is a great energy in the universe that you are not connected to yet, but it is there for you to connect to. We want you to expand yourself so that you are able to do this. We want you to be able to put yourself in a place of grandeur, even though it is not a place of arrogance, but of great understanding of all things.
Thank you. Okay. Susan, and then Wendy, and then Michelle.
Yeah. Tosia kia tihua, sia yetuko haya sia kuto yetia hia. Hesia yatua yatsika haya tua yatsika wukia. Hesia hia tuko yatia, hesia yatua, hia yesukuha itia sia sukutoya.
It is good that you know your own energy and how powerful you really are. But the energy coming in will make you even greater and be a part of your humility that is going to be shared with many.
Ko ania hara ni tuku urre ni ijuara atahina mai kahita taka itu nuru tu aka ina ijua tu irata kama no ira blessings.
There are going to be signs in the sky and in the air, in the environment that will show you what is coming. Will speak to you of the future and will make you aware that the things will be changing. It is already happening and you are already becoming aware. So keep your eyes open for all these signals and signs.
This one's from Leonis from Sirius B. Kia konya haya giria diadoro, onya haya gia diadoro, ia gonya ha, ia ganya harago, chia gonya ha, ia garada. Namaste.
The light is strong within many of you, but let it out and let other people see it. It is sometimes well hidden because you are shy or you do not want to reach out. But make sure that it is coming out in a humble way, a beautiful way, a way that speaks to people in a way that will teach them the beauty of God. Angie?
Oh.
Yeah.
Believe in the truth and know what the truth is within yourself. Enlighten others by your actions and your kindnesses. You do not have to speak to show people how beautiful you are, but you must shine your beauty out to them. Will. There is great beauty in the understanding of God, in the understanding of all that is, in the understanding that we are part of all that is and are connected in every way to all that is. One day you will all realize how close you really are and how far away you seem right now. But let it happen that you come together and become a beautiful unity, a beautiful item, a light to God, a one single flame with many flames coming forward.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you everyone for being here. Next week, we will have Will. Thank you again so much, Jim, for everything that you do.
Thanks.
We love you.
Thank you for
And-
coming, everyone.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys. We'll see everyone next week with Will Mitchell.
Yes. If
Yeah.
Rob is still there, I want to get in touch with him. Rob got
He was in the YouTube. I don't know if he's still there or not. Yeah.
okay, but I will get in touch with him.
Okay, and because Rob still owes us an appearance on this program.
Yes, we need. And yes,
No,
I want to
perfect.
speak
All
to
right.
him. Yeah.
Sending love to Rob and Kalina and to
Yeah,
to
I love them, and I haven't spoken to them for a while, and I will do that.
Lily and to everyone. Much love to you, and we will see you next week. Much love.
All right,
to you.
very good.